Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of This Week with Drew. This is for Thursday, December 19th. On today's episode, we got How Was My Week? And in big news, I don't remember what I was going to say, but that's okay. Because today, we do the podcast like every way, like I can't stop. Be rabbit and I won't stop. Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? You guys fucking going down to the Drake and you got your fucking pickled egg. Hi, welcome to the show. This is for Thursday, December 19th. What's going on? You go down to Drake and you fucking feel good. You fucking come around. You fucking piss on all your patients. You fucking around. You fucking. Why do people listen to this? Hi. Thank you so much for watching or listening or a combination of the both. If you have both of those abilities available to you. Right off the top, I want to shout out my patrons: John, Greg, Isaac, Joel, Mike, Bryce, and the Street Demons, Brees, Marnus, and motherfucker Bubba Tunde. So yummy. And my day one rock steadies, PG and calm. We bring it on. PG and calm of Brothers Graham. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Thank you guys for watching. We got some great stuff lined up for you today. So today, let's start off with something called How was my week? It was pretty good. Last week my fucking the battery died on the video camera, so we just had to shut her down on the video and do an audio only podcast. I'm sorry to all the people who look at my beautiful face. But yo, I was shredding in Banff, bro. I think I told you guys about that. Did I tell you guys about that? Yeah, I shredded the gnar in Banff, and it was so sick. Harvey Heights. Super sick to hit the mountains again, bro, and just be in Alberta, man, and just feel the open air and the big blue skies, those big blue Alberta skies, and just shred with my homies. And then I got back from the mountains Thursday, and then Friday I had a corporate gig for what was it for? It was for Dino and the comic strip. Who was it again? They were some company. Let me think. I don't remember what it was, but they had a big giant dance floor right in between the stage. They had the stage, big old like 40-foot dance floor. And then, is my aisle fucked up? Oh no, I'm just tripping, bro. And then they had the dance floor, and then there's people sitting far away, man, which sucks, dude. It's so hard to fucking rip when you got the big giant dance floor. And then I was like, yo, whatever, I'll go 3D on these motherfuckers and go into the audience, but the mic cable was only like 10 feet long, so I was like, yoink. Like I tried to go in, and then it was just like yoink. And I just got yoinked back, which it was turned out to be funny. Like the whole thing was funny, but man, it's hard to do that shit, bro. And then Friday there was a big poker game in the hood, and I got knocked out real fucking early, which sucked, man. All the hood was there, and it was a G-bone pot, and fucking I got clubs like something shitty. It was like Queen. It was all right. It was like Queen 10 clubs, and no one else was really fucking. Everyone plays crazy in the hood, bro. So these guys are like limping in or whatever, and then one guy folds like pretty serious. I think I'm on the button or I got pretty good position, and then and then it's like whatever. I call, and then buddy raises, and then it comes around again, and then it's just me and two other guys, George and I think fucking someone else. And then whoa, what did we flop? Two clubs and no, and like a jack or whatever. So I'm like, well, whatever, like someone's probably got some fucking Johnnies, like someone's got some fish hooks swimming around somewhere, but I got this clubs. So I'm just gonna push all in, see what the guys do, and then if I get a check, then I'm going all in. Sure enough, check. I'm like, well, whatever. I got these clubs. I'm gonna take a stab at this pot. These guys probably won't call me. I go clubs all in. Fucking buddy to the left of me folds. George, sure enough, calls me with his Johnnies, just like I called it. And then I'm like, well, nah, fuck. I got to hit runner one. I got two, like, I got like whatever, 12 outs or whatever it is, or I got like 10 outs. So like I'm looking okay. Like and then obviously it didn't happen. His next card was a diamond, next card was a heart, and I was like, man, fucking George beats me with his fucking Johnnies on his it was Johnny, like it was like Jack like 5 or just something Wayness where he just called me and I was like so pissed, man. Like, oh man. But it was my fault for pushing all in that early because I could have definitely kept ripping. Because I'm good at poker, man. Obviously not on Friday. So then I just said, fuck you, and I left. Fuck you, I'm leaving. I don't like this. Because I knew the game was going to last forever, and then buddies are like, it's just going to go on for fucking ever. I swear to God, my eye is like, looks fucked, bro. Am I just tripping? I made some THC-infused coconut oil, and then I used that to make Rice Krispie Squares. So maybe that's what's going on with my eye right now. Oh, here's a good pro tip. If you're going to make edibles, make non-edible versions of the edibles. Like, just make regular-ass Rice Krispie Squares because you're going to want just a regular-ass Rice Krispie Square. But it's like Ricky in Trailer Park Boys when he just only eats weed edibles. Like, it's like you got to make a regular batch and then a medicated batch because, man, now I got these nice, like this nice plate of Rice Krispie Squares just chilling, and I'm gonna get fucked up if I eat all of them. Yeah, always make a regular batch. So then, yeah, I fucked off on Friday, and then Saturday I had like a nice another corporate. That was for Ed Giggles, which is a good guy to work for. He's always got juicy ones, and that one was nice too, bro. That one was way better. They had comedy before. They had comedy before. One time, this guy came up to me after a show. This happened. My buddy Tony reminded me of this. I was doing a show at the Druid, and he came up to me, and he's like, man, I really love your comedy, bro. Like, what you do up there is like really cool. And I'm like, okay, like, thanks. Like, just because, like sometimes drunk guys come up to you after the show and they want to fucking talk to you or whatever. And then it's like, okay, like I got time for you, bro, but I'm not really going to like listen. But I do got time for you. So fucking whatever, buddy is like going off about my comedy. He said it once, and then me and Tony are just like whatever. And then, but he said it 3 more times. He said the word comedy like 3 more times, and he kept comparing it to how he was like a music producer, and how he made like beats in Ableton or whatever, and how like it's like just the same. Like the way you express yourself with your comedy is the same way that I express myself in Ableton. And this guy's so fucking drunk and stupid, man. And so it's a comedy. And so this Christmas party on Saturday, they had comedy before. They had comedy the last like 5 years in a row or something like that, or they took a year off or whatever. And it was great because the lady came up to me and said I was the funniest one out of the last 5 years. So, and I know who worked those last 5 years too. And one of those guys is a guy I super respect. So that was nice to hear. Yeah, so I just shredded that. There was also a dance floor in that one, but they had a longer cable on the mic. So I just went theater in the round, bro. I just went in the dance floor, and they had all the tables like around, and I just went and I fucked around. And there was a younger company. It was an elevator company. Oh yeah, it was the International Union of Elevator Constructors. And so I was making all these jokes, like corny elevator jokes. Like, you guys ever get home from work and you're like, your wife's like, how's work? And you're like, I don't know, it's up and down. And they booed me. Probably because they fucking heard that joke a million times. But then I started doing legal weed jokes, and I'm like, and they weren't laughing at first. I'm like, what? Come on, you guys are working elevator. You know what it's like to get high. Oh, and then I was like, I'm not gonna stop with the elevator jokes. I was just coming up with like more elevator jokes. Yeah, but they were sick and they were all drunk. The guy who met me at the door was like, I'm like always like, hi, I'm looking for the event guy, whatever. And he meets me and he's like wearing this flat brimmed hat and a suit, and I'm like sick. And he's like clearly like already a couple deep, and he's like, hey, Drew, like, because they watch your clip, right? So he knew who I was. And then he's like, yo, and he slaps me with like 4 drinks tickets. He's like, yo, you're early, go get drunk, and then we'll start the show. And I was like, oh, thank you. I don't drink before the show, but I really appreciate that. And I just took his drink tickets, and then I just like pocketed them and did not use them at all. I left that party without drinking a single drink. because I don't drink that often anymore. So that was Saturday, and then fucking Sunday was Sunday football gambo, and I just did just watch football all day Sunday, bro, and watched that snow game, bro. That snow game was pretty tight. And then I fucking came home Monday, and WestJet is just crammed, bro. You know what I like to do? This is my airplane technique. I like to wait until everyone else is on the airplane. All the people. I'm waiting for zone 2s, all zones, and then final boarding call. And then I'll even write out final boarding call, because final boarding call is bullshit, bro. If you've spent as much time in an airport as I have, or if you spend any amount of time in airports, you know final boarding call, they'll call that 4 more times, bro. You hear final boarding call, flight Air Canada 172 with service to Saskatoon, you hear that like 5 times. So how can it be the final boarding call if you're going to call it 4 more times? How come it's always the people with the most fucked up names that got to get called up? And the WestJet ladies don't even bother to try. They're like when they like read out the people's names, you know, when you're waiting for airplane and they're like, they got to see you. And they're like, paging passenger. And they say it like they're like, how the fuck is this your name? This attitude of like, they'll say like this. They'll be like, paging passenger Ravinar Kadushnorlin. Okay, yeah, paging passenger Ravinar Kadulishner. And they're like saying it like it's never fucking like Steve Smith who's got to go up and get his passport checked. And they say it's so fucked up too. It's like you could just clearly like, this is Canada, man. Like there are different names than white people names, you fucking old lady. Like you're gonna have to. And don't say it. And they always say it like, okay, well, that's a doozy. And if you're here. So this was my technique, bro. I waited it out past final boarding call. They yell final boarding call. And the lady's just looking at me because she knows it's me. I'm the only motherfucker there. So she goes on. She's like, paging passenger Drew Behm and Ravitar Kanishtar or whatever the fuck the guy. And then me and him just both pop up. And then it was kind of like this duel because this guy is operating the same way that I operate, where he must be a frequent flyer as well. Wait until the very end, because if you wait until the very end, and everyone is on board and you're the last person and they got any fucking chairs left or any full rows, you could just swiggly do on in there, buddy. Just fucking swiggly do on right into this empty row. And then say, yes, I am strong enough and willing and able to help these passengers. I feel like I've already done this bit on this podcast. Whatever. It's a podcast. So yeah, fucking I schwinked on there, and unfortunately I was in the very back, but that was okay because the people next to me, I'm an aisleman. I'm a fucking aisleman, bro. I'm not a windowman because I like to be able to come and go as I please, use the facilities. I don't mind the bumping too often. It's not that frequent, and I like the ability to stretch the leg out. Get a nice stretch of the leg, and, you can have that armrest. I'll be over here with the cart lady. It was nice flying WestJet because I've been flying Swoop lately because all these motherfuckers be cheap. And Swoop charges you for everything, even water. Like they're like, you want a glass of water? You're like, yeah. They're like, that's $2. You're like, for the little cup. But WestJet's like, yo, you want tea with cookies? I'm like, fucking yeah, I do. So then I came back home and now I'm back in Toronto. So it's fucking good to be home. How was my week? Can you guys fucking hear this? Where you got? Time for big news with Drew. On today's segment, we got a story. What is this again? Oh yeah, coming out of Brazil. I thought this was a nice story because I usually do usually gross stories or like sad ones, but this is nice. Well, it's not really nice, but it's mean. Well, actually, it's kind of stupid. Never mind. Fuck this guy. Brazilian man arrested for impersonating mom in driving test. So a 43-year-old man has been arrested in northern Brazil for dressing up as his mother to take her driving test because his 60-year-old mom failed 3 times. So this guy fucking slapped on a blouse, he painted his nails and makeup and a wig, and he drove to the fucking place pretending to be his mom. And then he gives his mom's ID. He tried to be natural. The police were called immediately, and he was arrested at the driving school for fraud and misuse of someone's identity, and he already confessed, and this guy just tried to Mrs. Doubtfire his mom's driving license back to him, to her. Could you imagine just some dude just showing up? He's got the wig, and he's got the fucking blouse, and he's like, hi, I'm a 60-year-old lady here to take a driving test, and then they just look at his hands and see the knuckle pubes. And then he just goes and he rips it because he's a dude. That's not sexist. People, okay, I've been getting into, this is the deep part of the podcast, so we'll see. But fucking, I do believe that just some people are better at some things than other people. And sometimes that's by circumstance of your birth, man. And I think that dudes are just better drivers. And I like feel confident saying that. Like when you were a kid growing up and you went on a road trip, who was driving? Was it your mom or your dad driving? Who do you feel safer in the car with, your mom or your dad? Like it's fucking straight up, man. Dudes are just better drivers, man. But women are more empathetic and they're just smarter. But dudes can fucking whip a wicked e-brake and fucking, because we're stupiders. So we're like to do that stuff, you know, like figure out how to fucking whip this car and do an e-brake. Okay, I don't know why that veered into that, but this is the podcast. Fucking A, Alberta. Woo!